Thank you. Thanks so much for having me. Hello. So, as you now know, my name's Biz, and as much as I might wish it, my day job's not this. I actually pay my bills as a data analyst, which means I glean trends using statistics, collate multiple single instances to investigate relationships, and accept or reject a null hypothesis. Translation for those who don't speak mathematics, I'm paid to make educated, backed by data guesses. Not super poetic, but there's power in it. Since the rapid expansion of technification, the so-called data revolution, this kind of thing's shaping our every experience. I mean, what was the first thing you did this morning? If you're anything like me, you're straight on a screen, mindlessly scrolling through some kind of feed that's been perfectly curated based on what you've liked previously. Maybe, having faffed through 2 or 3 apps, you check Google Maps to see if your tram's on track, which you'll pay for with a contactless tap, and get Spotify to fill the gap you lack the imagination to on your commute. All the while snooped on by CCTV, so that, if you're like me, within an hour of being awake, you've left a data lake in your wake, which goes beyond what bands you rate, but pertains to location, knows your finances, your face. And there's power in that. Come on, we've all been had by personalised ads. I know I have. But did you hear about the girl whose shopping gave an algorithm enough information to deduct her situation? Indicative of a bun in the oven, Target's targeted ads let her dad know it was coming. He knew before she'd even consulted Clearblue. It's true. We're so oblivious to the power we have, just going about our day-to-days, training systems to be creeps, or in the case of Kent Police, inherently bad. They've been using this tech called predpol, which tells them where to find the next criminal. By clustering existing convictions, its systems make predictions which are said to be 10 times more efficient than random patrols. And since it's not based in social divisions, they said its fairness is a given, but the police's fairness isn't. They consistently arrested those they thought suspicious, which is a very good proxy for not white or privileged, meaning the data training the system is systematically racist. And guess what? As the tech got more of these so-called crimes convicted, it reinforced its logic and became more of a bigot, because without a conscience, algorithms don't question patterns. Without regulation, they just proliferate oppression. Now that is power in action. And we're handing over the reins. These days, so much of our lives are automated. We've delegated task after task to computational processes, more efficient than Earth's machines maximize profit. But the question is, who's profiting off it? Because I'll be honest, I haven't a clue what goes on in these algorithmic black boxes, and I'm an analyst. I'm salaried to know it. But I do know this. If something is free, chances are you're the commodity. So manage your cookies, declare your preferences. That data lake you've made, it's yours. Take back some power and choose what it's for. Thank you. So yeah, I have a job that is about as exciting as it sounds. I spend a lot of time on Excel. I am a freak in those sheets. My dad is so proud. But yeah, it's weird. I feel like a lot of my friends have jobs that they don't really enjoy, or it's like a means to an end. It's something to do something else. And I guess you could say that I am a product of Blair's labour. Born in the era of Britain deserves better, I was given a sure start and led to believe that you are what you achieve. I can't lie, I subscribe to the regime. Worship at the altar of upward movement, venerate meritocracy. My God is the mathematical impossibility that we can all be number one. Under Cameron, I was efficient. A striver, not a skiver, I made it straight through school and onto higher education. Got a job at a well-known institution before I'd even finished studying. Nearly burnt myself out with the juggling of earning whilst learning. Everyone's proud, applauding loud enough to drown out the sound of my soul screaming. See? I jumped through all the hoops into a job that's unfulfilling. And so consumed with my journey for betterment, I've no time for really living. I used to think I could be different. But more and more I find I'm just indifferent. With a paycheck to limit resistance, financial incentive in the face of friction, I fall back on my new labour religion. Every payday, I renege on my recurrent doubts and revert to devotee. Being faced with numeric evidence of all I have achieved is that perfect mix of carrot and stick. I am a cog in the machine, aware of myself and how I am seen. Foucault's fucking wet dream. Measuring myself against someone else's mark scheme. Chasing grass is greener. My life is a constant competitive comparison. A never-ending, ever-pretending existence where I perform my capitalist compliance hand in glove with individualism, tenaciously totting up my top trumps of accomplishment, spurred on by the knowledge that if I stop, there'll be another person ready to take my place. Because we're cheap, us worker bees. Easily replaced. each so caught up in the race against ourselves that we haven't the time to acknowledge that we're lonely, that we don't eat, not properly, that we're shedding our humanity. But I'm yet to reach my ceiling of productivity, so I won't break my routine, no. Tonight I'll kneel beside my bed before my broken sleep to recite my 10 Hail Marys and kiss goodnight to childhood dreams. Thank you. I promise they're not all really bleak and anti-capitalist. Yeah, so I guess, you know, in amongst the 9 to 5 rigmarole and the rush of here to there, you find those moments of calm or something to do that feels restful, be it writing, be it, you know, something that's a bit more like, I don't know, dancing, getting your body. And I saw this thing recently where Gen Z are having, like, they take a Diet Coke and they call it like the fridge cigarette so they can have a break from work. And I was like, yo, just do the real thing. But like, let's be honest, smoking's gross, innit?
Yeah.
Financially, it's a definite deficit, an outgoing with growing bad credit, a carcinogenic that leaves you fetid, stinking like an ashtray with fingertips that are nicotine stained, and I'm ashamed to say I indulge in the habit. I only recently conceded it's not a passing characteristic, to later be chaptered with other things I did whilst young and stupid. Nah, this is more than a dabble in the masochistic, I admit it. Folks, I smoke. I'm addicted. It's indefensible and unbelievable that it still feels kind of cool. Subversive, I swear it's ingrained in my psyche. See smoking, read creativity, an inclination for anarchy, hedonistic tendencies. But then again, it's hardly surprising considering we've been drip-fed this narrative since the early 60s, when the tobacco industry clock post-war women kept their jobs and co-opted the gender role shift as an opportunity to double their market, work to change what we, the consumer, associate with the lethal product. Through aggressive and repetitive messages, they edited our collective memory to forget it leads to death, and instead appealed to desire, conspired to build this idea that smoking means power. You'll know the scene. Attractive woman takes drag from cigarette, turns head and says something assertive. Even miming it feels seductive, and it's completely constructed. Classic consumer capitalism, shift the socio-political condition with subliminal messaging, mold our minds to associate cigs with dominance, sex, rebellion, speak to our individualism, sell us what we cannot have in a packet of silver Bensons, live the moral way and live in freedom. It's a Faustian bargain. Trade your lungs for rungs on an imagined ladder. My gullibility doesn't escape me. Don't kid a kidder. Smoking's not cool. It's not big. And it's not clever. But nicotine just hits different with cognitive dissonance, doesn't it? That mild discomfort in knowing that what you're doing has absolutely zero benefits. In fact, it's almost entirely negatives. The main incentive is symbolic status invented to make profit, but my cough's not yet productive enough to make me stop it. I find the ritual of rollies is almost meditative. Tuck in with a thumb and seal with a lick, then once lit, reconnect with your breath for just a minute. Try to forget about the toxins in it. Take each toke with a turned blind eye and indulge in a rack-backy gift of time to self amongst the hectic. Satiate your cravings, let your brain fog lift, and have a moment to be selectively reflective. Now, I can tell by your faces who's also gaslighting themselves on a daily basis. I'll see you outside in a bit. We can meet with Mephistopheles and puff on our cancer sticks. Thank you. So yeah, smoking's like one of those weird things where two things can be true at the same time. And I had a conversation with a friend not long ago about two things being true at the same time. So I thought I'd share this poem about a recent, someone I was seeing. I discovered they were seeing someone new. And the funny thing is, I think I fancy her more than you. So now I'm doubly stuck and find myself daydreaming of being doubly fucked by the both of you. So I guess I'm asking, could that be something you are into? Yeah, it's just a silly little something. But yeah, I feel like sometimes poetry, you know, you can use it to do these big, like, whoa, let's, you know, be anti-capitalist, let's break structures down. You can use it to understand, like, a little instance, just get something off your chest. But I recently found myself writing kind of odes to people that I love in my life, and I have these pair of poems that I call the broems. They're each from my brothers. So I thought I'd share the one for my younger brother because he lives in London. Whenever I come down, I see him. I often stay on his sofa. And he's someone who's had like the same, he's maximalist as fuck. He's had the same stuff that just like explodes in every space that he lives in. And one of the things that he has a print of a painting by Modigliani, who, if you know him, he was known for like painting women that look like they've only been stretched that way, like they're really long. And every time I stay, I make him remind me who Modigliani is. As I ooh and ah at the same old pictures of our faces at various ages, same old posters, postcards, random bits of art gifted by some old fart up the road, show tickets, bus tickets, train tickets all stickered together to form an orange wallpaper, beneath which empty backy packets form a pile of purposeless plastic, a shrine to his habit. Their unrecyclable crunch, a lament to the environment, to the gallery of horrific images that make them no less addictive. They fall under their own weight into a tray that's filled with loose cash and the sort of stuff that you don't really know what to do with, that sort of just accumulates in your pockets, like spare buttons, last bits of chewing gum, earrings, rings, broken bracelets, hair grips, hair clips, hairbands, baggies, filters, paper stamps, lighters, which mostly don't work, a work pass, a pass lover's note. Every so often, a pair of sunglasses distract and cause a pause. I'll, of course, give them a try, and if they're worth it, haggle for a global price. What if I gave you mine? You know, the fake Ralph Lauren's I bought in Belgium? The ones made for children? Yeah, fuck no, Biz, I hate them. For I cast my eyes back to the life blue tacked on the wall, remove the rose-tinted view and step back from it all to realise how much more of it is new. That there are ever-widening gaps between the memories I've contributed to. I know we've both grown, but in that moment, it's always acute. So every time I stay, I make him remind me who Modigliani is. Pretend to forget so that some things won't change, and the long face can be left to the lady sellotaped to his wall. Thank you. And I'll leave you with a very silly one written about a dear friend of mine who, when we went to a 70s themed birthday party, wore what he described as the perfect pants. He's got them on, he's ready for stares, and is my dick's big package pronouncing flares. He's sashayed and shimmy, got all in a twist, but whatever you say, I tell you they fit. They're meant to be snug. That's the whole bloody point. So that girls will want to puff on his joint. They'll want to talk to the man in the trousers and will giggle at his bad jokes for hours, because these are his tight pants, his perfectly right pants, his oh, would you like to stay the night pants? They give him the confidence to get up and dance and talk to girls after only a glance. The worn down denim just gets him excited, and you can tell by his face he's simply delighted. Beer in hand with a girl he'll be banging, she can't stop staring at the way he's hanging. And once that's done, the following morning, he'll head back home having not slept and yawning. He'll peel them off, it's a whole lot of bother, and hand them back to their owner, his mother. Thank you. Thank you so much, yeah. Thank you for having me.